Hey everybody, welcome to Rewards Canada's This Week in Rewards for December 16th through to the 22nd of 2023. This is your weekly dose of loyalty rewards, credit card and travel happenings in Canada. And as always, before we get into the nitty gritty of the news and bonus offers and you name it, be sure to hit that like button if you do enjoy this video. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified of when new videos go up. And if you happen to be listening to this on the Rewards Canada podcast, be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast provider, whether it's Apple, Spotify, or any of the numerous other ones that we are on out there. And be sure to give us a good review and 5-star rating if you can. Thank you so much. And so let's get into it. This is the last week before the Christmas break, and we did see a very marked slowdown in the news and things going on in our market for this week, and that's not unexpected, especially after how busy the first couple weeks of December were and the end of November. There was a lot more happening in Canada than we've seen in the last little while, for sure. So no wonder it's been quiet this week. So we'll get into some of the things we did on Rewards Canada. So the first thing we did is our ultimate guide to air miles receipts. So a little bit behind the time on this one is as they launched, soft launched quite a while ago. They started in Atlantic Canada in the summer and then soft launched Canada-wide a little bit after that and then officially launched late November. We have covered it on the blog. I just, had so many things going on that I didn't get a chance to really make this in-depth guide, which we do have now. And so what this is, if you're unfamiliar with air miles receipts, it's kind of like your Checkout 51 app and things like that. What you do is you can shop at basically any major grocery store in Canada. And if you buy specific products that are on offer in the Air Miles Receipts program, you can earn bonus miles for scanning your receipt. And basically they just see that you bought those items and you'll get miles for it. So this guide goes into in-depth everything on how to earn it, how to check your miles, how to submit your receipts, all that type of stuff. It's really good A to Z, sorry. We're in Canada, I'm Canadian, I should know that by now. A to Z of how to use air miles receipts. So check that out if you haven't started using it yet. It's a really easy way to earn extra miles, and it doesn't matter which grocery store you shop at. Well, I guess it kind of, there are some limitations, but most major grocery stores across Canada are included in Air Miles receipts. So they don't have to be an Air Miles partner. You can still earn your Scene Plus points at Sobeys, your PC Optimum points at Loblaw stores, Real Canadian Superstore, you name it. And then you just submit your receipts. You're going to be double or triple dipping depending on which credit card you use as well, or how you're paying for your groceries. So just an excellent little new option from Air Miles for earning some few extra miles on your grocery shopping. And it kind of fills the void for the program after they lost, the Empire Group, so Sobeys, Safeway, Freshco, those type of things, after they lost them to the Scene Plus program. Right now, their only grocery partner is Metro, and that's really Ontario only. The rest of Canada, we don't have anything. So they had that short limited time offer with Save On Foods, where you could earn, through card linked, but they don't have that anymore. But now Air Miles receipts, it's limiting because it's limited products that they offer the bonuses on, but if that's something you're buying, you can earn those extra miles. And a lot of times they have an extra bonus boost as well. Like right now when I'm recording this, it's 20 extra miles when you submit a receipt that has a qualifying item on it. So be sure to check that out. Our Ultimate Guide to Air Miles Receipts shows you exactly how to use the program and earn those extra miles for your grocery shopping. The next thing we covered on our site again was another new credit card review. Well, it's not a new card, but it's a new review on our site. And that was the CIBC Dividend Platinum Visa card. So we did a review of this card now. I think this is now the 51st or 52nd review, in-depth review that we have on the site. We covered more cards than that, of course, close to 200 or more than 200. I've lost count now. But this is the it's over 50 now that we have these full in-depth reviews where we go into what's good, what's not so good, comparable cards, just a really good review of the cards. And what I learned about this card, a lot of people don't talk about this one, even ourselves, we don't talk about this one. It's actually a really good mid-level cashback rewards card. What makes it good is that it earns up to 3% cash back. So it gives 3% cash back on gas, EV charging, and groceries, 2% on transportation, dining purchases, and recurring payments, and 1% on everything else. But what makes it good, like I said, because it's mid-level, is that you only have to have a $15,000 annual household income to apply for this card. So this is great for those people who do not have the income levels to apply for a World Elite or an Infinite card. that have the higher earn rates, and this one has quite high earn rates, so it's perfect, kind of right in between. It's not an entry-level card, it's not a top-end card, it is called a platinum. Outside of Amex's platinum cards now are considered mid-level. So that's what this card is. It's kind of like MBNA has their Platinum Plus cards and stuff, and those are kind of more towards, skewing more towards the entry-level cards. So the CIBC Dividend Platinum Visa card, check out the review. The link will be below. Really decent card. Like I said, I have not paid as much attention to it as, say, the Dividend Infinite, which we actually rank as the best cashback Visa card in Canada. Third best overall, I think. Yeah, third best overall in Canada in terms of cashback after the Simply Cash American Express or Simply Cash Preferred American Express card and the American Express Cobalt card. And you're like, hey, Amex Cobalt, that's not a cashback card. Well, there's a cashback option, and in fact, it is one of the best cashback cards in Canada as well, not only just travel. So yeah, check it out. I'm blabbing here a bit on cashback cards, so check out the review of the CIBC Dividend Platinum Visa card. The next update on the Rewards Canada site was our guide to no foreign transaction fee credit cards. This one's got a couple updates in the last little while. Number one was because the HSBC World Elite MasterCard was basically discontinued for new applications, and then of course now today, the day that we're recording this, December 22nd, officially the news is out that RBC has been cleared to take over HSBC. So that, who knows when that card, how long that card will last, but chances are it's going to be integrated into RBC products sometime here, probably in the next year and a half, maybe shorter. I'm guessing 9 months, but we'll see. But so going off topic there, this latest update to the no foreign transaction fees sees us adding the TD Business Travel Rewards Visa card. I'm not sure when this might have changed a while ago. I just might have missed it, but it earns 6 points per dollar on foreign transactions, and it has a 2.5% foreign transaction fee. But if you earn those 6 points per dollar and redeem them for Expedia for TD purchases, it's actually a 3% return on that spending. So you're coming out 0.5% ahead of the foreign exchange fee. So that's why we added it to that feature, because the feature talks about true no foreign transaction fee cards. So that's the cards that have no foreign transaction fee on all purchases. But it also talks about the ones that have reward earn rates that are better or higher than their actual fee that they charge for foreign transactions. So that is the case for this one. And same thing, we also added the amazing new Rogers MasterCard, no annual fee card there as well. If you're a Rogers customer, you get 2% cash back on all purchases, and that includes, and it's increased on US purchases as well. You get 3% if you redeem that cash back towards Rogers purchases or Rogers services or your bill, you name it. So again, that comes out 0.5% ahead. So that's been added to the guide to no foreign transaction fee credit card. So link will be below as well in the description here on the YouTube channel, and also on our podcast page at rewardscanada.ca/podcast. So that's kind of the updates on the Rewards Canada site for this week. Next, we'll go into the next Aeroplan Availability Alert. So we've had a couple of these quickly, within a couple weeks on the site. The latest one is for lie flat business class between Edmonton and Toronto. This is only for the month of March 2024. Most of the March is March 1st to 29th. And they're running an Airbus A330. And from the seat maps, it looks like it is the one that's internationally configured with the lie flat pods, not the other business class seats. And so this is a good option because there's good rates to redeem for it. The business class starts at as little as 24,100 points one way. So that's below the 25 to 60,000 that Aeroplan publishes, and that's before any discount. So if you have an Aeroplan co-brand card or an Aeroplan Elite status member, you can get that for even less than that. So the A330 is running on the red eye from Edmonton to Toronto, so that's not bad to get the lie flat business class try to get a little shut eye. And I think the flight's around 4 hours or so. So not exactly the longest flight, but at least something, And then the return flight is in the evenings from Toronto to Edmonton. So, if you're planning any trips either direction in March, maybe for March break or whatever, then check this out, because this is a good option. And I also put in there, I looked at the cash value of some of these redemptions. If you're transferring points from the Cobalt card, here we go again, Cobalt card, if you're earning 5 times points, convert those to Aeroplan, this works out to a 22% return on your 5 times point spending. So again, just showing just how amazing that card is. So that's the Aeroplan Availability Alert. Now, why don't we go into a couple bonus points offers? IHG Hotels and Rewards, IHG One Rewards, revealed their next system-wide global promotion, and that's 2 times points on all stays during the month of January. So register for it now. You can book your stays now, but the actual stays have to be completed between January 1st and 31st to earn double points. Double points is great for those longer stays, the more expensive stays, because all these hotel programs run on a basis of points per dollar. So the more you spend, and that's being doubled. Great for that. Of course, not as good for the short or cheap stays, one night cheap stays. That's where those flat rate bonuses come in better, but still you want to be earning something to nothing. So make sure you register for it, whether you're earning double points on a short one night stay that's not very expensive, or a week-long stay at the new Iberostar resorts that are part of IHG. You'll rack up a lot of points in that. And if you happen to be watching this video from the US and you're a US resident, you can also earn 2,000 extra points if you stay at 2 different brands during this period. So check that out. Register for the offer right away. Even if you're not planning any IHG stays yet, once you get it registered, it's out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about doing so in the future, and you will earn those points, those bonus points on your stay. So that's the IHG offer. They're kind of, they're the biggest one so far for the new year. I mean, we're already got Best Western happening, and Hilton have already told us. So Hilton's a big one too. Sorry, I should have said that. So this is like kind of the third big one that have come out for the new year in terms of hotel bonuses. Continuing on with hotel bonuses, we had a post up for Marriott. Marriott has a lot of bonuses right now for stays in Canada. In fact, there's 18 different offers. Covers over 100 locations of their close to 300 here in Canada, where you can, give your Bonvoy account a nice boost. The offers range from 1,000 points to 7,500 points, bonus points that is. Some of these are per stay, some are per night. Like there's the offers for the Courtyard downtown Calgary and Dorian Calgary. They're connected in the same building. That's 3,000 bonus points per night for up to 3 nights. You can earn it, so you can earn 9,000 bonus points on stays at those locations. So I'll put the link below to that post. You can check that out. Marriott's always great with these individual hotel bonuses, but there's been an influx, a lot of them here in Canada, which is great. Great for everybody to take advantage of. Usually these price the same as the best member rate or the best non-member rate. If it's the best non-member rate, it's a little bit more expensive, but usually these bonus points more than make up for that difference in price. And if you're somebody who buys points, I put this in the post now, if you're somebody who buys points from Marriott, this is a much cheaper way to buy. So if you have stays at a Marriott hotel and you see there's a bonus points rate and it's like $10 more per night, usually you're going to get those points for a lot cheaper than if you were to go directly to Marriott and buy it, even with their 50% bonus. That's even more expensive. So getting it through these hotel stays is actually not a bad option for buying Marriott points. You'll be doing it for much cheaper, and because you're not going through the buy miles or buy points thing, it's not adding to your annual limit for buying points. So in the future, at the end of the year, if you do want to buy points, if there's a 50% bonus, you haven't taken away from your annual limit for that. So something to consider if you do have Marriott stays is to look for these bonus points offers, and why sometimes they can make sense to book, even if they're a little bit more expensive, because they're going to rack up some of those points. And especially if you're going to be like redeeming for some of those excellent stays that are 1.7 cents, 2 cents, 3 cents per point. In most cases, you're buying these points for like 0.1 cent or 0.2 cents. So it's a great deal if you can take advantage of them. So that's that one. And the last bonus points offer for this week is from Accor Hotels. They have their recurring 4 times points bonus for stays at their new hotels or renovated hotels worldwide. The newest offer just came out this week. Just over 40 hotels worldwide, and it includes the Novotel Toronto Centre. So that one's just been renovated, especially been open a little while, renovated and open for quite a while now, but they've added it to this 4 times points list. And I think, if I recall correctly, this is only the second time ever that a Canadian hotel's been on there. First one was the Hotel Belmont in Vancouver when it joined M Gallery. But I could be wrong, let me know if I'm wrong, but I've been tracking these 4 times points offers ever since the Accor Hotel started offering them. And I don't recall outside of these 2 hotels that a Canadian hotel's been on that list. But like I said, I could be wrong. I don't, specifically look at those lists that in depth, but I did see Novotel Toronto Centre. So if you are planning to stay here, all you have to do is register and book this offer by February 18th for stays until March 31st. The 4 times points works out to 100 all rewards points per 10 euro spent. So that's, normally you get 25 as a base member. It's not multiplying your elite bonus, it's just multiplies the base earn rate. But that works out to an 8% return on your spending. So pretty decent bonus in terms of hotel stays in that amount. And that's really all we have for this week. Like I said, it was a quieter week because it's the last week before the Christmas break. We'll see what next week's like. This may be the last episode of 2023. I'm not 100% sure yet. It'll depend on what transpires in the world of loyalty, credit cards, travel for the 3 days of work next week, because Monday, Tuesday are off. It's entirely possible there will be big news next week. It's happened before. It's when programs like to release the not so good news. The most famous occasion this happening was in December of 2011. I'll see if I can find the link to my blog post for this. I'll put it below as well, because we did cover this. But that's when Air Miles announced that they were going to do cash miles and dream miles, do the split, and you can choose. And that wasn't, that was the big news, but it was during the Christmas break. But what they were actually doing at the bottom of that press release, there was a small paragraph, kind of hidden, just not hidden, but it was the last thing in the press release. For those who, so only some people read the whole press release. A lot of time they don't read right to the bottom. And that's when they passed the rule that they were going to put a 5-year lifespan on the miles. So that was, not just an inactivity rule. So, I mean, this was a 5-year lifespan, that your miles would last only 5 years from the month you earned it for 5 years on. So that was, they expire after 5 years, regardless of account inactivity. So, of course, this was at the bottom of the press release, released during the Christmas break. So it was missed by many. Ourselves, we didn't, because we actually had a meeting with Air Miles before this to discuss this. And they made us aware of the news so we could cover it. And we did cover it on our site, but a lot of the media missed it. And so a lot of people were unaware of the rule until 2016, when it was brought to light to the media. It's like, hey, a bunch of Air Miles are expiring at the end of 2016, and that is when all hell broke loose. That was the trigger of the spiraling of Air Miles from 2016 to the bankruptcy of this year. That's what all kicked it off, was 2016. It was 7 years of turmoil for the program from that point on. But all I can say is that now they seem to have turned the corner. Things too seem to have really flipped since Bank of Montreal invested and bought them after the parent company bankruptcy. And fingers crossed, Air Miles just continues to climb out of that hole that they, dug themselves into 7 years ago and have been slowly trying to get out of for those 7 years. So let's cross our fingers, though, that no bad news like that gets buried into press releases next week, and that there's nothing there. You can be sure if there is, we'll cover it on Rewards Canada. I'll have it covered next week. We'll be doing work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for sure. So if there is, there will probably be a video next week. If not, if there's no video, that means then it was quiet, all good, no worries. And basically, I just want to, if that's the case, there won't be a video next week. So I want to thank you guys all for tuning in to this new feature, this Week in Rewards that we launched this year. It was like late March or early April when we launched it. So I want to thank you all for tuning in and supporting it, and supporting everything we do on Rewards Canada for all these years. It's been over 22 years. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to all. Happy holidays, everybody. And like I said, if there's no video, Happy New Year as well. Thank you. Bye-bye.